my charge is to motivate our parents just a little. So thank you to the leadership team for the opportunity to share with you this morning. And parents, congrats. You have raised your children. They have now passed the first milestone in their educational journey. This is just the beginning for them. And so you made a great choice in setting the very best foundation. You chose a faith-based preschool to start your journey. Children live what they learn. The things that they have been taught here are things that sets the foundation for who they will become in the future. And so all of them are exceptional in what they do. And so Michaela is the valedictorian, and her parents and relatives and friends must be proud. And so even though only one person can be valedictorian, you need to see that your kid, your child, is as capable as Michaela is, right? They are special in who they are. And as I think about the foundation that has been set for them, I think back on my mom, and my mom is Mrs. Samuels that prayed the prayer earlier this morning. And in a couple of graduations, the students reflect on what they learned as a baby. It tells you that we must train up the children in the way that they should go, that when they're old, they should not depart from it. So you are to be congratulated for showing and for sharing and for choosing a faith-based platform to help you on your journey with raising your children. And so this morning, I want to talk to you about being intentional. And intentional, the dictionary defines it as being done on purpose and being very deliberate. And so you are intentional when you decided that you're going to send your child to a preschool. You were intentional in choosing where you wanted your child to go to, right? And so I want to tell you this morning that God was also intentional about choosing whom to parent each of these children. He chose you and he chose I to parent the child or the children that he has invested and given to us to rear. And so even as they grow older and the troubles will come, the boys and the girls will come and they'll give us all the heartaches and give you all the heartaches that you weren't looking for. Remember that you were chosen to parent them. So everything that comes with that is your responsibility. And so this morning we get caught up in our children's educational journey, that sometimes we forget that there are other aspects of the journey that we need to be careful of. We need to take keen and pay keen attention to. So do not get me wrong, the grades are very important. We look forward to that. No one settles for mediocrity. We don't settle for low scores. We don't applaud the D's and E's and anything below that. So even though the children may come home with that, they understand early that that is not something that we're settling for in this household. You determine what happens. And so if in the cases where our child has anything lower than that, it's our responsibility to check out what's happening, what's going on, and then make a plan of action going forwards. So when we strip away the educational qualifications, what is left? What is left? Right? That's a question that we need to ask ourselves. Am I raising a great human being? Am I raising a bold and confident leader? Am I raising world changers, a good neighbor, good friends? Those are some of the questions that we ask ourselves as parents. And so as young as your babies are, look at them. Their personalities are forming and you can see that as they walk up, even as they're sitting. And yet, you get to see who your child is becoming once you observe those personalities. And so the beauty of this insight is that you have an opportunity to encourage the good things that you are seeing and to deal with those things that you do not like. Right? We encourage the good things that we see And we also deal with those things that we're seeing that we do not like. So I want us to look at 2 C's. My task this morning is to be brief. And I will be honest, I'm not quite sure what brief is. But this morning I will see if I have actually grasped and learned brief. So there are 2 C's that I want us to look at this morning. And the first one is character. And so character is defined by the dictionary as the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. So when we observe our children, what characters are we noticing? What character traits are we seeing? Right? Are we seeing honest, kind, thoughtful, caring, responsible, respectful children? Who are we seeing? Because first and foremost, we're raising great human beings. We want to make sure that we're looking out for these traits in our children. As we see them, we need to develop and encourage those traits, those good traits that we're seeing. And so when we see our children being kind or displaying any one of these traits, what is the first thing that we do? So if the child is being kind, we look and we say, let me use my grandson, Cameron, you are a good baby, that's kind, that's so nice. So we affirm that with the child. So the child knows that this is something that we want them, and they know that this is something that is very good. The child realizing that they're doing something that makes mom and dad very happy. What happens when a child sees a happy parent or parents? And you say, thank you, baby, that's been so good. The child wants to continue to do that. And so that is how we continue to encourage good traits in our children. And so when we see them being unkind, and we say, no, 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 baby, that's not nice. That's being naughty. No, you can't do that. What happens? The child is learning. The child is learning what is good and what is not so good. The child is learning what is right and what is wrong. The child is learning that when I do this, mom and dad is happy, or when I do that, mom and dad is not pleased. And so we want to always try to encourage those traits. We want to not just see them and just say, oh, he's kind, and we just dismiss it. Because when you listen to the songs that they're singing and they're being taught, it's something that is ingrained in them. And so every day they come, they sing the same song, and they remember it until it becomes meaningful. And that's the same way when we're teaching them every single day. Yes, be kind, be thoughtful, and we demonstrate it and we encourage it. That is how the children learn. That's character forming within them. Right? And so even though we are deliberately helping them every day, we have to instill with them that, listen, and as small as they are, you need to have conversations with them. They understand very clearly what you're saying. They know what is right or what is wrong. They know. So have conversations with them. Tell them how lovely and how beautiful they are. When they're rude, you need to also tell them. So remember that we're deliberately forming and helping to mold and shape the character in our children. You have given them a great foundation, so you want to continue to build on that. Is your child growing in confidence? And that's the second C. Confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. And so the confidence thing is very, very, very important to me. So in my job as a life coach and as a motivator, one of the things that we look at is the fact that when we lack self-confidence, when our children lose their self-esteem, it affects who they become, it affects who they are, it affects their journey in life. So you need to look out for these things. Is my child displaying confidence? Is he confident? Is she confident? Is she bold? Is he or she wanting someone to always affirm them? Do I always have to tell you this? Do I always have to tell you that for you to feel this way about ourselves? And so parents, I want to encourage encourage you this morning that is so critical. So we are building character within them, right? You've set the foundation, you're building on it, their character. So their character is in place, it is solid. But then the confidence will evolve all that you have built up within them. Is their self-confidence intact? And right, you have to look to see, is there a negative view of themselves? Do they see themselves as being beautiful, as being handsome? And so if they start questioning that, us as parents, we need to affirm that yes, you are beautiful, yes, you are handsome, yes, you are this, and yes, you are that. That's where the building on the foundation starts. So if you see any of these negative mindsets rearing up in your children, as young as they are, start changing the mindset. Start changing the mindset. When you observe the lack of confidence and the lack of self-esteem, start affirming who they are by encouraging them to speak up, to use their voice, to tell them that they're beautiful and that they're fearfully and wonderfully made, and to remind them daily of how much they're loved. Deliberately and intentionally daily build up your children, whether they have these, whether their confidence is up or whether it is down. You need to build it up. There are times past when they say children must be seen and not heard. And so while we discipline our children, and that is very key, we must give them opportunity to speak up and to speak out. Listen to what they are saying. Don't be quick to say, Cameron, stop it. Cameron, don't say that. Listen to what they are saying. Then when you have listened to what they are saying, then it's up to you to either affirm what they are saying or say, no, baby, that's not true. And if it is something that is not correct, you change the narrative for them. Start the change within your home. They are now going off to another school. Possibly it may not be faith-based. So your responsibility is now to affirm them who they are. It's not going to happen in the classroom. It starts right here in your very home. That's where everything is going to form. The character and the confidence. And so as I close this morning, I want to remind you that you are chosen for the task of parenting. You are not a mistake, mom or dad. Whether the child was planned or unplanned, you have everything within you to raise these children up to be the best human being that they can ever be. You have been tasked to be intentional, to be deliberate in ensuring that these children, you remember what I said, a human being, even before they become the nurses, the lawyers, the doctors, the teachers, the presidents, the vice presidents, they are human beings first and foremost. So can you imagine the impact that you have when you form human beings? They are unstoppable. They are world leaders. They are world changers. They are nation changers. They change communities. They change situations and they change circumstances. That's the responsibilities, parents, that you and I have in rearing these children. These children of promise and of possibilities. These children of potential. They have everything within them because you have everything within you to effect positive change in their lives. So remember, be intentional. Blessings.